Good morning out there, everybody. This is Alan with D9J Sports. Hey, we're right back at it with another show. We've got a good one lined up for you out there this morning as you drive into the work on a Tuesday morning. We're going to be talking about the GOAT, MJ, Micheal Jeffrey Jordan. We're going to be talking about what his thoughts on the GOAT conversation. Did he really put it to the end? We're going to be taking a look at that. Rihanna's house got shot up. We're going to take a look at that, and we're also on our way out. We're going to briefly touch on, how gas prices are rising, and you know why, as the war continues to rage on, or the president says that it's almost over with. So let's get right into this thing this morning. Well, ladies and gentlemen, happy Tuesday morning out there. If you can say it's happy Tuesday morning, at least you're here. Let's talk about it. Micheal Jeffrey Jordan, when asked by Mike Tirico about the GOAT debate, Micheal Jordan had some really interesting thoughts on it. And Micheal Jordan said that it's something that he doesn't get too high or too low about. He says that the biggest thing is that you got the players who paved the way, the players who come along after them, kind of in a sense want to hold it against that player or that group of players and all of a sudden label themselves the best, and that isn't unfair. My thoughts on that, well, I agree with Mike totally and 100%. And see, what happens is in this modern day time where we want to wash away everything that somebody else has done. For instance, let's just say basketball. They want to wash away the fact that Bill Russell has 11 rings and say, no, Bill Russell can't be the best because of, he played in an era back then. And moving on up, they also want to say that MJ played at a time when the players were not as big or strong or fast as they are today. And then you have players like LeBron James who comes out and says, I was it after Cleveland that makes him the greatest when they won a championship in Cleveland, which I think is a bunch of nonsense. Also, modern day players would jump over players. And I'm going to stick with basketball. Like, I still haven't figured out, and you've heard me say it on the show, how LeBron James or any of these greats jumped over the great legendary, and I do mean legendary, Kobe Bryant, as we rest in peace. How did they jump over Kobe Bryant? There are so many things. I think that you have to have the whole story. You have to have the whole book. If you're 20 years old, you don't have the whole book. You don't know. Most of the 20-year-olds, 25-year-olds, you didn't even see Micheal Jordan play basketball. Some of the greats that you didn't see, like these modern day quarterbacks. You look at some of these modern day quarterbacks, and they want to label these modern day quarterbacks as, the greatest, and they're this and they're that, when they didn't even see the great. Some of these young players didn't see the great Joe Montana play. I've seen them all. Well, I've seen them been playing since the 70s, and some of these modern day quarterbacks, no, they're not on the level of a Joe Montana. We want to label, in most cases, they want to say Tom Brady is the GOAT, which is arguable, but over Joe Montana, any other man. But man, Joe Montana played in an era where things are totally different. Like Tom Brady plays in an era that things are totally different. Moving forward, you'll see quarterbacks pass for more yards than Tom Brady, but then all of a sudden, in 5 or 6 years, are they going to be better than Tom Brady? So it's all just cap. I remember, let's talk about high school football. I remember in high school football, when high school football quarterbacks, if you rush for 500, 600, 700 yards and you pass for 1,000 yards, you would consider the elite player. But nowadays, if you pass for, 1,000 yards and rush for 500 or 600, I guess they would consider you not to be even worthy of getting on the field. Like modern day players like the kid Fernando Mendoza, who won the Heisman Trophy. They're considering him one of the greatest college quarterbacks here in recent memory, but I'm here to tell you right now, what about Charlie Ward? See, guys back then who played and paved the way are getting brushed over to the wayside, and it definitely is not fair. It is not fair. So MJ's comments are it's kind of different, because when you know that somebody is the GOAT, you very seldom will hear one of the players who considered the GOAT by most of the people in the public really doesn't ever pick and choose who and say they were GOAT. That most of them are going to have that same type of thing. You don't hear Tom Brady. You don't hear Peyton Manning. You don't hear none of those guys talking about they were the greatest things since sliced bread. You really don't hear that anywhere except for with Clutch Sports and the NBA with LeBron James trying to prop him up on a pedestal. Now we hear it in boxing. We hear Floyd Money Mayweather say he's the greatest of all times But boxing takes on a whole different meaning in sports with the attitudes of fighters. Now, as an athlete, you're supposed to feel like that you were the greatest player to ever play. But deep down inside of you, you're supposed to know that, hey, man, you were not better. You are not a better player than, say, such and such. Okay, let's take, for instance, Matthew Stafford. You think Matthew Stafford doesn't know he wasn't a better quarterback than Tom Brady or Joe Montana? Yeah. So those are some of the things right there that we definitely have to take a look at. So as we get ready to move to the next segment, I'm definitely need you to hit the like and subscribe button. Appreciate all of you sticking with me. All of my subscribers who constantly stick with me, who watch the show every day. Definitely appreciate you guys and girls out there for being there with me. So let's keep this thing moving. Rihanna's house got shot up by what they consider a crazy girl. But man, I will tell you right now, where there's smoke, there's always fire. There's probably going to be something else that's going to come out. She tried to kill the legendary singer, shot up into the house or whatever. I don't know all of the details. All I know is that it was reported out that the lady's been arrested. Said she has a bunch of issues, man. But like I said, when it comes to Hollywood and it comes to these musicians, man, you never know. There's probably something that's behind the scene. Now, I don't want to say that Rihanna. I don't want to just blatantly say Rihanna done something to the girl, but I want you to think for yourself. Out of the blue, she just started shooting. So this lady has already had multiple issues, but thank God nobody got hurt. Thank God nobody got hurt. And everybody came out okay. And this lady probably going to need some help. She's probably under attempted murder charges right now. I will be reporting out on that and let you know how things are progressing when it comes to that. Next, ladies and gentlemen, you know the war continues to rage on. Donald Trump says that it's almost over with. Yeah, well, gas prices have soared over 50 cents over the last couple of days. The price of oil, the price of oil is rising and falling. So you know that the economy and the people who in control all of it, they're going by what the president says. It got up to over $100, $100 a barrel. Now I think it's back down. But when you pull up to the gas pump, it is definitely different. I don't know that we've already, Trump has given a warning to the people of Iran to make sure that they look out, because they saying that the military over there are using the public people to fire those, using the public and the shelter of the public people to fire and continue to fight. I would hope that it would be over with as soon as possible, man. We don't need it to drag out. Like I said, everything's gas prices are going up, food is going up, and it just doesn't make any sense, man. And once again, we need this war to be over with, man, so we can get back to whatever we consider to be some semblance of normalcy, especially around the world, man. We want something like this in, because we know there are a lot of bloodshed. There are reports that are coming out. Some more soldiers. A couple more soldiers, American citizens, soldiers have lost their lives. So we definitely want to continue to pray out for those families and hope that this war can come to an end. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to touch on that. But remember, the GOAT, MJ. One thing about it, when MJ talks, man, everybody listens. I don't know how it was, Mike, 64, 65. When MJ talks, everybody listens, man. And he's exactly right, man. To consider yourself the greatest. Consider yourself the greatest, man. That's going to be something, especially when there's somebody that paved the way for you. Somebody that paved the way for you. You need to give homage and respect to those people who paved the way for you. This is Alan. Hope you have an incredible day out there. Hope you have an incredible day. Hey, the weather's supposed to get bad. It's rain coming in from everywhere. And make sure you're safe out there. This is Alan on the drive. See you tomorrow morning. I'm definitely OUT.